Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? Welcome back. This audio looks a little loud. Maybe turn it down. Is that fine? Yeah, that looks better. Hello, how are we? I hope that still feels a little loud. Maybe that's better? Right. It's been a long time. Yeah, I still don't have my second monitor back. So I just want to say, I don't know when the last time we did this. So I want to say thank you Scooby-Doo23 for the follow. I haven't done this for like over a month. Oh. Can we play this? Thank you Uzma Black for the follow. Do you have to wait for that one to go? That's Uzma Black again. I wanted Mr. H. Mr. Kiss H Kiss. Stuff feels loud. There we go. Thank you, Mr. XHX. Should we give this one more go? Alright, we'll settle on that. We'll settle on that being the volume. Yeah. Ah, shit. It's still going off. See, that's loud? Is that not loud? I'll never be able to figure this out. We'll do that. We'll leave it at that. See how the audio goes. First off, right off the bat, big day. Big day yesterday. There he is. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. That's all I'm going to say, man. You can read this if you want to read this. I understand a lot. On many other videos, I'll do nothing but slate Hulk Hogan. But not today. Not today. So I need to find the results. I can't remember what webpage we usually use for this. Doesn't feel like this one. WrestleView we do use quite a lot. Is it? Sorry, I'm trying to work out the results. It's been a long time since I've did this. This looks about right. So what happened on the last episode? Omega and Hangman won the tag titles. Paige wouldn't celebrate with them. Britt Baker defeated Priscilla. Baker insulted Tony Schiavone. Inner Circle defeated Jurassic Express. We then saw footage from Jericho's time limit draw with Jungle Boy. MJF defeated Cabana. Yeah, Cody's like, I can't touch you till our match, but the Bucks can. Tony interviewed Omega and Paige. Paige is drunk and made fun of the Bucks. Mox defeated Pac. Ooh, that's next. This is the next episode to be uploaded. This might not be too far behind in life then. Jericho's in the crowd and he taunts an injured Moxley. Here we go. No one gets the night off. Are we just running shows in Daly's place? It feels like what we're doing. Booking team meeting, don't really have to do anything. DDP ran 9 drills. Cody ran 15 drills. Shazza played a silly game. Tommy Dreamer lifted everyone's spirits. Some tension between T-Hawk and Excalibur. Kenta and the Bunny had an argument. Preston Vance and Cole Carter had an argument. Oh dear, no one can have a day off. Alright, let's start. So we do our usual AEW Dynamite opening. One thing I have started to do. Oh yes, I do have it. Nice. So I've been playing a 96 save in my spare time. I'm about a year and a half into it. Really enjoying it. The mod itself isn't the best. I've had to do a lot of work on it. Where's Nick Jackson? Oh, there he is. Yeah, the mod itself I do look, but I've been enjoying that in my spare time, so that's kind of the main reason why I just haven't been streaming. That, and I have a whole, like, uploads have still been happening, so it's not as if I've disappeared. I just have so much to kind of catch up on. So Dynamite opens this week with Moxley making his way down to the ring. Moxley is wearing an eye patch. Mox is wearing an eye patch. Mox says that right around the time he got stabbed in the eye, he realised the fun and games with Jericho are over. Chris Jericho's my final obstacle in the way. Is the final obstacle in my way that stands between me and the top of the mountain in AEW. Jericho walks on stage. Jericho says it makes him laugh to hear Mox talk about it like he earned. What you earned is a spike in the eye, Jericho says. That's what you deserve because all you had to do was say yes to my offer. Now you look like a jacked up version of Captain Jack Sparrow. Jericho says he saw Mox's mum backstage. Jericho tells the fans and Moxley to go to hell because Cleveland doesn't deserve to see their champion. Mox says Jericho is his final hurdle to the AEW Championship. Mox attacks Ortiz and Santana. So the whole group jump him with Mox escaping through the crowd. Nice. So let's have John Moxley cutting a promo with Chris Jericho, and then in a non-speaking role, we can have Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. Is anyone else in it? God, I named all these. A little bit of the bubbly. Chris Jericho, Shaspina, Santana, Ortiz. Yeah, it's fine. Perfect. Let's make this. It's honestly quite long. What, 9 minutes? Improvised. Nice. Yes. It's a great little opening, and then we go straight into the Bucks versus the Butcher and the Blade. Butcher and the Blade. Can't believe they consider it, like, what's their... I mean, it's shot up from 0 to 14. What's his match history? To be fair, 8 wins and 1 loss. Doing a lot of pre-show stuff though. Butcher and the Blade against the Young Bucks. MJF joins commentary and screams at Tony Schiavone for laughing at him. Matt dies off the top with a flying elbow drop on Blade for another near fall. Nick tags in and hits the guillotine somersault senton as Matt held Blade on the ropes. The Bucks hit a super kick party on the Butcher as he tries to interfere, but miss one on the Blade. The Bucks catch the Blade and hit the Meltzer driver for the 3. It's not telling me the times of everything. To make this about 11 minutes. Matt Jackson goes over, jobs a good one. Butcher attacks the Bucks after the match, but Kenny Omega runs down for the save. Butcher attacks Bucks post-match, but Omega saves. Hangman takes his time. A little bit more of dissension between the Elite. Does he Hangman? Yeah. We need Kenny, Matt, and Nick. How is everyone doing? I'm doing okay. About 3 minutes. Nice. Mr. Moxley. Do we have an eye patch based picture for you? No. That's fine. We don't need it. We can have this little one. Straight after that, we have Nyla Rose against Big Swole. Swole hits a flatliner, but Rose avoids a spinning forearm and hits a clothesline. Rose hits the Beast Bomb for the win. So Nyla Rose against... That's Big Swole, isn't it? This is probably a little short of a match. We'll say about 6 minutes with Nyla going over. And by the looks of it, we're straight into... We can move this here. We're kind of then straight into Kip Sabian against Cody Rhodes. Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford. Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson. Should we call him Cody? Can he use the Rhodes name? It's I can't rename in the middle of a match. Book maybe 11 minutes. Cody headbutts Sabian, only for Sabian to pull him off the top anyway. Sabian goes for the Deathly Hallows, but Cody moves and hits the Cody Cutter, followed by a Crossroads. Cody grabs Sabian and hits a second and then a third for the win. Schmody can go over. Costa. Cody. I think we're fine calling him Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. I think we're fine calling him Cody Rhodes, like. We then get a commercial break. Footage of Britt Baker's heel antics last week are shown. Baker insults Rio for never being on the show. Baker insults Rio for never being at the show. And that's it. Calls out Tony. You spell Tony Schiavone? Nice. Boop, bop, boop. So Tony, we can have Britt. Oh, we do have the storyline thing on. I've just been turning this off on other things. What's that storyline called? Is it all Joshi Wrestling? Major, that's fine. Britt Baker cutting a promo on Riho. Like a 4-minute interview in the ring. Do you want to script it? Oh, Riho should be off screen. Nice. Backstage, the Bucks say they're on a quest to get their tag titles back. That's fine with me. Backstage, the Bucks say they're on a quest to get their tag titles back. So you have Matt Jackson. How is AEW? How is wrestling these days? I've kind of dipped out. I started to watch a bit of All In Texas. Is that the one it is? It was very good. It was very good. I just don't have the time to watch that long of a thing. Matt, Nick, Kenny and Hangman are there. And they talk about taking on Butcher and the Blade. A team of their choosing. The Bunny, the Blade, and the Butcher. I don't know, like 4 minutes backstage. Nice. We then have SCU against Hybrid 2. Team of Scorpio and Frankie Kaz against Jack Evans and Angelico. Isn't Angelico injured? I guess Jack Evans and Jimmy Jacobs. Jack Evans is also injured. I guess we could do the team of... I think. They're fine. The Mexa brothers, even though they did very well, I think we can set them to an inactive unit. Mega and Hangman's a team, they're all a team. They're kind of a team. The Golden Bucks no longer need to be a team. Gun Club are a team. These also don't really have to be a team. And that'll make my life a little easier. So it is, by the looks of it, Just an SCU victory. Let's have the SCU just take on Strong Hearts. Can make it 10 minutes. Let's stick. I suck at this game. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You did tell me what other name to call you as opposed to that. I want to say Paul. Months ago. But I've since forgotten it. Andrew, fuck. I knew it was something. I'm good. Not much is up. Just decided to randomly pop back, start doing this again. How are you? I hope all is well. Long time no see. So the Dark Order appears on screen and says the pixelated one is unhappy with Daniels. Work has been fine. So I have a new-ish job. I got this job not too long ago now. I've maybe been there 2 months, 2.5. I forgot that you're a chef in a school. The work's been fine. I'm not really getting the hours that I want. But it's currently enough to pay the bills. Do need to find another one that does give me the amount of hours that I need, but you know what that's like. It's a bit of a nightmare. So I'm just working as much as I can for now, and then I can focus on something else. I'm glad you're great. School holidays, have they started now? I thought it was in 2 weeks maybe. How are you spending your time off work? The Dark Order. So the Exalted one, that's it, related on my own road, is unhappy with Daniels. Remember we all thought that... Nice. That's what you need, man. Have you been playing anything fun or watched anything good? Evil Uno, Stu Grayson. Happy Gilmore too, so how is it? I liked the first as a kid. Unsure how much I'm going to get out of the second one, but I like Adam Sandler as a person. Whether all his movies, 7 out of 10, that seems about fair. Like, I don't think all of his movies necessarily hit, but I think as a person, he just seems like the sweetest guy. Frankie and Uncut Gems is the best performance of a lifetime. So many that I imagine that's what it's going to be. How is all the wrestlers in it? Isn't like MJF and some others? MJF and Becky Lynch is that was in it. How are they? Bax says next week he's coming for blood. So that's a backstage little 1 minute promo of Pac cutting a promo on both Kenny and John Mox. MJF is Gilmore's son. That's a fun little gimmick. I don't think I knew much going into it. Like going into the sequel of what the plot is. So the main event is Private Party and Darby Allin against Proud and Powerful and Chris Jericho. Jake Hager was the man I was forgetting about in the Inner Circle earlier. So we have Private Party and Darby against Proud and Powerful and Jericho. Are you going to be watching any WrestleMania 3 in honour of the young Hulk Hogan? Cassidy had blind tagged Allen as he went off the top. After Cassidy argued with the referee, he turns around into a Judas effect. Jericho wins. Loser. I guess I had to make this storytelling. Angle. The Inner Circle continue to beat the baby faces until Mox runs out with a baseball bat. Continue to beat the baby faces until Mox runs out with a baseball bat. So just Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy, Santana, Ortiz, Darby, Isaiah and Mark, and then we have John Moxley. Nice. And that ends that show. So we have about 12 minutes left. Probably a few bits we can add. DDP introduced the man that will be taking his spot, Bill Goldberg. For some reason I thought we were doing something with Chris Brooks, Kid Lycos and Carl Fletcher against Tommy Dreamer and Private Party is mental. Was it only at Full Gear? What were we doing with Charlie? I thought we were doing something with Charlie Dempsey. Match history. So he just defeated Sonny Kiss. Alright, that makes sense. We could have Charlie Dempsey kind of do a main roster debut. Charlie Dempsey. I feel like he'd be a face though. He has already debuted as a heel. Charlie Dempsey, exclude already booked. Can take on Matt Cross maybe. 10-minute match. Charlie Dempsey. That's fine, you can be furious. We just put that there and do like a hype video on Charlie Dempsey. So just a hype pre-taped video in the ring to make it scripted. Just Charlie Dempsey on some character development. Nice. So what's this saying? What do you need? Like a wild brawl? Yeah. That's a steal the show. I think this can be a steal the show actually. We made the other one the wild brawl. If we have this match, work the crowd. And this one is a wild brawl. And then we can just put in like a, I don't know, a match or two. Let's have these guys take on face, male, Kevin Bennett and Puff. Boop, boop. Stick Alex Reynolds over. And let's have a 1v1. Let's stick... Anna Jay seems to do a lot. Let's stick her over face. Lever Bates. 5 minutes. Anna Jay goes over. Pre-show. Job's a good one. So what's the issue? Is it just Matt Cross? Yeah, that's fine. So subpar wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. Reynolds and John Silver defeated Bennett and Puff when Reynolds submitted Puff with a Reynolds wrap. Anna Jay defeated Lever Bates in 4:54 with a scissor kick. And we got the AEW Dynamite opening. The Young Bucks defeated the Butcher and the Blade when Matt Jackson pinned the Butcher with a Meltzer driver. Butcher attacks the Bucks post-match, but Omega saves with Hangman taking his time. Nyla Rose defeated Big Swole in 5:58 by submission with a camel clutch. And Mox is wearing an eye patch. Mox says that Jericho is the final hurdle to the AEW Championship. Mox attacks Ortiz and Santana, so the whole group jump him, with Mox escaping through the crowd. Cody defeated Kip Saban in 11:23 by pinfall with a Crossroads. Baker insults Riho for never being at the show and calls out Tony Schiavone. We get a hype video on Charlie Dempsey. In subpar wrestling with little heat, Dempsey defeated Matt Cross in 9:50. Backstage, the Bucks say they're on a quest to get their titles back. And in a decent wild brawl, SCU defeated Strong Hearts in 10:15 when Kaz pinned Seema with an SCU later. The Dark Ones say the Exalted one, what is it? Exalted, is unhappy with Daniels. Pac says next week he's coming for blood. In the main event, in about which had good wrestling and a decent reaction for the crowd, the Inner Circle defeated Darby and Private Party when Jericho submitted Isaiah with the Walls of Jericho. The Inner Circle continued to beat down the babyfaces until Mox ran out with a baseball bat. No best of shows, no worst of shows either. That's fine, all is fine. Larry Zbyszko was so good, I wonder why no one ever really picked up Tim Zbyszko to do anything. Like, he might just not have been very good, but part of me feels bad. So what's the next show? February 5th, 2020? Rocky Romero hurt. Who won this one? Definitely NXT. Yeah. That doesn't even, like, they love their cage matches. That doesn't even look like a good show. Jeff Jarrett thinks thinks MJF's going to be a star. Matt Cross has big issues. Big issue. You have a grand. What's Jeff Cobb's issue? Being removed from the Inner Circle. What is happening with P-Rise? John Moxley, Ray Horace's big morale issues. What's Mox unhappy about? He was unhappy with a match ages ago. Alright, Mox, what if I give you 200k? There you go, you're happy now. I feel like we signed way too many people. And maybe shouldn't have done that. It's too easy to do that in every show though. So we have John Moxley against Ortiz on the next show. SCU against Best Friends. Britt Baker takes on Yuka Sakazaki. Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers take on the Elite. Kip Sabian takes on Joey Janela. And then we have the gimmick where Cody has to take like 10 lashings. Ooh, who's been announced for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport? Natalia against Masha Slamovich. Janie Kai against Jordan Blade. Charlie Dempsey in action. Pete Dunne in action. Tim Thatcher in action. Slade in action. John Gresham. Nick Komoroto. Simon Gotch. Matt Mako and Dominic Guarini. Nice. I do always enjoy Bloodsport. It is one of the better shows. Simmons taking Lifetime, isn't it? Oh, that's because we're getting to the end of the month, that's why. How many millions have we lost this month? Cody got his neck tattoo. Right. That's very funny. Ron Simmons got divorced. I think Super Dragon's married outside, so that shouldn't be happening. That's fine. Does that mean we need to... Cody. There you go. Explicitly need one with his neck tattoo. Oh, there we go. Yuka Sakazaki. Perfect. So 4 more days. Jeff Hardy has left WWE now. Eddie Kingston tore his ACL. Great. Very low risk. Complete success. Nice. I think we can go through and get rid of some people. Like Ace Steel, happy to use as a road agent. AJ Styles. I guess we can keep. Aja Kong. I just don't think we're going to use again. Alan Angel, that's fine. Andrew Everett might use. Austin Gunn, Baby Allison I like. Bandito, I think we can... Who else are you working for? I'll keep you, but I don't think we're going to use you that much. Billy Starks. No, we'll keep. Bret Hart, I think we can just straight release. Brian Cage we'll use soon. Cole Carter, I just don't think we need you, and I don't know why I hired you so soon. Cabana's fine, always good to have Cabana around. Dino's being used instead of Nakazawa. Again, Garcia, I just don't think we need you yet. Alright, we'll keep these boys around. Darby, you're under an exclusive written. We'll keep you. We'll maybe find somewhere to use you. DDP stays around. Kingston again, you're injured. I just don't think we need you yet. Lindemann, that's fine. Emi Sakura, Ethan Page. Flamita, I don't think we need you either. Glacier, I don't think we need. Griff Garrison will keep. Hangman, Shida, Evilise, Jack Evans, Jake Hager. Cobb, I also don't think we need yet. Jeff Jarrett, I'm happy to have. Jimmy Jacobs, we are using. But I don't think we need you. Joey Janela's fine. Jordan Grace. I will keep around actually. Jun Kasai. I think I hired you to be in to replace Dr. Luther in matches, that's fine. Jungle Boy, Justin Roberts, Kenta. Again, I don't think we need you. Yeah. Kevin Blackwood, Kip Saban, Kota Ibushi will keep. Lever Bates will keep. Madison Rain, Marco, Matt Cross. Matt Cross can honestly probably go. Seidel, Caster, Melanie Cruz, Mercedes Martinez, Mike Seidel, Nick Wayne. We just... Why did I hire an exclusive written? In case we had a developmental. Nicole Savoy I'll keep. We'll see. PCO we don't need. Puma King, again, we don't really need. Walter, we definitely don't need. Thatcher, we can also get rid of. Morishima, what match did we give you? A double or nothing. Your team with strong hearts. We'll keep you, but. Yuka, Wardlow, Dreamer, I think we can also just get rid of. We'll keep you for Taz, but Hurricane we can get rid of. Yeah. Shingo, I think we can get rid of right now. I don't even know what Shingo's doing. I've seen her. Yeah, go and see him. Robbie Eagles we can probably get rid of. Ray Horace similarly. Oh, keep you just because you're with QT. Yeah, that's fine. And then Ray Horace has morale issues. What if we give you, I don't know, 30k? There you go. We lost 700,000. How's our finances in general? So we definitely lost less. Lost more as well. Are there any teams we can add? No, by the looks of it, that's fine. Boop, boop. Let's carry on then. Eventually more will come together. I have a tendency to hire too many people. I need the same 96 save, which is now post WrestleMania 97. Actually, at the King of the Ring 97. I'm very close to it. What day are we waiting for? The 2nd? Oh, the 5th. Nope. We'll be hanging out. I hope everyone's happy that I'm back. JT Dunn, God, do you remember him? David Starr, what's David Starr up to these days? Is he trying to get by in life? Or has he gone like super religious? David Starr, American professional wrestler. He was so good as well. He now works as a bodybuilder, a coach, and a judge. Afterwards, he stated that he reclaimed his life through sobriety and spirituality. During the time after the allegations came to fruition, he married in 2024 and proclaimed himself 4 years sober. Is his Instagram and stuff still going? Cancel, allow cookies. Yeah. Oh, it looks like shit. Bodybuilder, nutrition coach, personal trainer. Oh yeah. Who else was rated? Oh, Joey Ryan. He's still kind of floating about, isn't he? Sadly. He's an American actor, writer, producer, and retired professional wrestler and promoter. This Simon takes a lifetime. During the speaking out movement, multiple women outside of employment from Impact Wrestling publicly alleged sexual misconduct against him. and he was subsequently released from his contract. He denied the allegations and filed lawsuits for defamation and Impact Wrestling for not investigating. Bloody hell. At least our house shows are going well. What's our contract overview like? Yeah, we could do a trim in some of the fat, couldn't we? Dynamite 19. So no one gets a night off. Happy with Daly's place. Booking team meeting goes well. Bo Dallas has asked if we might use him. Sorry, no, but maybe next time. Ray Fenix has an idea. Kenny Idea has an angle. Kenny Omega has an angle. DDP ran some drills. Cody ran some drills. Austin Gunn won a video game tournament. Anna Jay set up a waffle bar. Kenny Omega's willing to put over MGF. The Blade's been passing on tips to Kevin Bennett and Daniel Garcia. So very quickly, let's do our Dynamite opening, and then we get straight into a Jon Moxley match. Who doesn't want to be scripted and who does want to be scripted? I think given the amount of other things, I'm going to set it as this. Where's the product? Angle dialogue should be scripted. And then I'll see how much I actually have to change it. Because the first match is Jon Moxley against Ortiz. Santana gets up on the apron to distract Mox, but as Ortiz charges at Moxley, he ducked and Ortiz hits Santana. Moxley then hits the paradigm shift for the win. This one has to be the Wild Brawl, doesn't it? Santana attacks Mox after the match, but Mox too catches him in a paradigm shift. Mox attacked post-match. Stabbing Santana in the eye. Oh god. Santana. An eye for an eye, Moxley shouts. John Mox cutting a promo. Chris Jericho also runs down. Santana, Ortiz, Jake and Sammy. That's fine, it can be improvised. We then have SCU against Best Friends with Orange Cassidy, so it's a 2-on-2. So it's Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. Taking on Best Friends. Best Friends hit the Soul Food / half and half on Kazarian and hug in the centre of the ring. They attempt Strong Zero, but Sky pulls Taylor off the top and hits Trent with a code red for Kazarian. The Dark Order hits the ring and takes out both teams. Dark Order hits the ring and takes out both teams until Daniels saves. So you have Evil, Stu, Frankie, Scorpio, Daniels, Chunk, Happy Retirement Chuck Taylor, Trent, Happy Marriage Trent, Orange, and then who else do we have? Heel, Men, Alan Angels, Non-Speaking Rule, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, Preston Vance. Yeah. 3 minutes should do. Nice. Taz talked to Cody about his feud with MJF and taking the 10 lashings tonight. Taz interview, Cody cutting a promo, MJF. 4 minutes, backstage interview. Cody's happy with being scripted. Then have Britt Baker against the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki in her Dynamite debut, in her first AEW match since Fyter Fest, which I don't even know if we had her on. TJP. We have not. 26 wins and 16 losses is pretty crackers. Boop. Boop. So let's add her to All Joshi Wrestling. Yuka Major. Yuka against Dr. Britt Baker. Yuka hits a rolling elbow, but then runs right into a super kick followed by a swinging net breaker. Baker transitions right into an attempt at the lockjaw, but Yuka escapes and rolls up Baker with a crucifixion pin. So Yuka goes over. Let's keep Britt Baker strong and make it a flash pinfall. Baker attacks Sakazaki with the ring bell, bloodying her up. Britt, just attack her. Yuka, victim. Nice. We then have the Atomicos match between the Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Brothers against the Elite, Omega, Hangman, and the Bucks. What is the other main event? Oh, nothing. So this can kind of be the longer main event match. Page hits the buckshot lariat on Pentagon. Page hits a fall-away slam on the Butcher, but then sells his knee again. Page refuses to tag either of the Bucks and runs straight into a sling blade from Penta. Penta hits the Fear Factor as Fenix dives off the top for the Ghetto Stomp at the same time. Fenix dives off onto the Bucks to keep them from interfering, and Pentagon gets the win. Storytelling. Victor is the Penta. Nice. Angle. Page argues with the Bucks after the match, with Omega getting between them. So we have Kenny, Hangman, Matthew, and Nicholas. They have the commercial break, in which Schiavone tries to interview Omega, but Pac interrupts. Pac says all Omega has to do to stop what's about to happen is to agree to a match. Pac threatens Riho to get Omega's attention. He says, "I'm not a beast." She is, as Nyla attacks her. Attacks, that's fine. So Pac cutting a promo, so it's Kenny. Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. During all that's happening, Nyla is attacking Riho, who's a victim. Perfect. We then have Kip Saban against Joey Janela. Janela and Saban exchange strikes, but Saban gets the better of the exchange with a DDT. Ford kisses Saban and then sidesteps at charging Janela. Janela hits Ford and Saban rolls him up while using the tights for leverage. Joey Janela, Kip Saban. Is Joey Janela injured? Absences. Joey Janela had a concussion. Yeah. That's fine. Is anyone else in this storyline? We could do a 2v2. We'd have Kip Saban and Sean Spears taking on faces. Exclude already booked. Could do Colton Dreamer. See, already a good use for Dreamer. Sean Spears goes over. Angle backstage. Jericho says Mox will pay for what he did to Santana. John Moxley off screen. Chris Jericho cutting a promo on him. Let's have Santana and Ortiz on character development. The Bucks bicker with Paige backstage. Paige just sips a thing of beer. Backstage, the Bucks argue with Paige, who would rather be drinking beer. Matt Jackson, their character development is actually fine. Nick Jackson, Kenny and Hangman. And then finally, we end with Cody giving MJF his lashes. MJF gives Cody his 10 lashes for their match, and then gives him a low blow for running before leaving. So we have MJF, Cody, Randy, Dustin, and the Bucks, and Dan's there. All these people run out, they're like, Cody, no, you don't have to take all these lashes, like, just don't bother with the match. And he's like, no, I have to. That's the show. 69%, no one's penalised. Let's do a 2v2. Let's have the Dark Order take on Strong Hearts. Stick Evil Uno over. And then a 3v3, let's have Dustin and Private Party take on heels. Peter Avalon. Ray Horus. And Ethan Page for now. There we go. That's fine. Make it 5 minutes and we'll still stick Dustin over. Is that the only issue? Yeah, that's fine. Let's run it. In a bout which had decent wrestling but little heat, the Dark Order defeated Strong Hearts when Uno submitted T-Hawk. Dustin Rhodes and Private Party defeated Horace, Avalon and Page when Dustin pinned Avalon with the lifting reverse DDT. We then get the AEW Dynamite opening. Mox in a superb wild brawl. Mox defeated Ortiz in 12:31 by pinfall with a paradigm shift. Mox attacks post-match, stabbing Santana in the eye, saying, "An eye for an eye." Where is Santana? Here we go. No, we don't have an eye picture, but we can use that one. We have a similarly close-up Ortiz. That's kind of cool. Right, let's continue. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, SCU defeated Best Friends when Kaz pinned Trent with an SCU later. The Dark Order hit the ring and takes out both teams before Daniels saves. Taz talks to Cody about his feud with MJF and taking the 10 Lashes tonight. Yuka defeated Britt Baker in 8:50 with a surprise cradle. Baker attacked Sakazari with the ring bell, bloodying her up. In a decent match, the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers defeated Omega and Hangman and the Bucks when Penta pinned Matt with a Fear Factor. Page argues with the Bucks after the match, with Omega getting between them. Pac threatens Riho to get Omega's attention. He says, "I'm not a beast, but she is," as Nyla attacks her. In a decent match, Sabin and Spears defeated Cabana and Dreamer when Spears submitted Cabana with a sharpshooter. Jericho says Mox will pay for what he did to Santana. And backstage, the Bucks argue with Page, who would rather be drinking beer. In our main event segment, MJF gave Cody his 10 lashings before their match, and then gives him a low blow before leaving through the crowd. 84, that's alright. Gained pop in some regions, lost some pop in some regions. Not everything's an issue. Bad. Alright, what's the next show? February 12th. 2 championship matches and Mox vs Santana. So we have an AEW tag team match of Omega and Hangman against SCU. Jim Ross interviews Santana. Sammy Guevara takes on Dustin Rhodes. Riho takes on Nyla Rose. MJF takes on Jungle Boy. Oh, bloody hell. I have just let him go. But Jeff Cobb is wrestling next week. That's fair. We can change it to someone else. MJF against Jungle Boy. John Moxley against Santana. We can figure out someone. We'll use someone else. Do we have... Oh, AJ Styles is injured. Disposition. Do we have a big heel? It was like a wrestler we can hire for Impact. Hire Bill Morrissey. Yeah, that could work. Sammy Callahan. Killer Cross, maybe? John Morrison. Did we have him under a contract? I guess not. I might just use Bill Morrissey. Yeah, let's use him. If we do get him later, let's put him on a 3-month contract and then we can assess from there. That's fine. We can now continue to the next show as we look up terrible people in wrestling. My favourite game. See what they're up to. So Joey Ryan was still on. Professional wrestling career. In June 2020, it was announced that Ryan's contract with Impact had terminated. In March 2021, a poster for an event called Wrestling for Women charity circulated online, featuring Ryan and several other wrestlers. It was subsequently revealed that Ryan's Bar Wrestling would involve with promoting the event. AEW promoter Tony Khan stated he would pull the previously allowed AEW talent to appear if Ryan was involved. Fight TV said they weren't carrying the event. Ryan denied that he was trying to come back to wrestling and said he had been asked to wrestle a good friend as a way to go out and gain some closure. He was working at Disneyland for 3 months before he was dismissed. He is currently not actively wrestling and has expressed a desire to focus on other aspects of his life to stay present and avoid focusing on the future too much, according to a post on X. He has mentioned working on set and participating in various social events, as shown on his Instagram. Should we find his Instagram? Cancel. Close. SAG-AFTRA, viral pro wrestler, mental health advocate. It's just him showing off his 5 years sober badge. Kind of looks the same. Nothing major. Who else was a terrible person? Jimmy Havoc. Like, who's the worst of the worst? I know Marty Scurll's still going about. He's currently signed to DPD as a delivery driver. That's so funny. Havoc was released by AEW on the 13th of August 2020, ending his alliance with Sabin. Has he not updated his Instagram at all or his social media? It seems not. Jimmy Havoc DPD. Someone posted 8 months ago that they missed Jimmy Havoc on the AEW subreddit. People love posting the photo of him in his DPD uniform. What's Jimmy Havoc's real name? Is it well, James McCarran. A-H-R-E-N. Perfect. He's gonna end up having like a LinkedIn somewhere. We gotta find. Oh, here we go. What are we waiting on? Oh, Bill Morrissey, heel. Defiant financial. Defiant. Fair. That does happen in real life. Oh, is Defiant still running? I never know. Ooh, tomorrow night. It does say he's an independent performing arts professional. No, there isn't much to see on him. Project manager at Reflect Digital in Kent. No, it says he's been at this job since February 2012. Who else like came out the worst in speaking out? Wrestling. Not just generally the term speaking out. David Starr, yeah, he was a biggie. Oh, there was a lot of Chikara people, wasn't there? Joey Ryan, Michael Elgin. I don't know what Michael Elgin's up to these days. Michael Elgin was always pretty shit. Was never an Elgin fan. No one gets the night off. Daly's place is fine. Booking team meetings fine. Locker room incidents. Brandy and Excalibur got an argument. So did Pac. So did Alex Reynolds. Emi Sakura has been passing on tips to Riho. Emi Sakura has passed on tips to Yuka. QT Marshall has been passing on tips to Anna J. and Preston Vance. DDP ran 9 drills. Cody ran 14. Jamie Hayter and Andrew Everett had an argument. Brian Cage is in fine form. I feel like Brian Cage is also like a dick. But he's employed. AEW Dynamite. Like 3 minutes, hype, pre-taped, video. Not just the stars. Let me open straight with Omega and Hangman against SCU. I guess they've invoked their rematch clause. This ends SCU. Omega hits a V-trigger to the back of Kazarian's head and Page dives onto Sky with a Tope Suicida. Omega and Page hit a V-trigger buckshot lariat combo on Kaz. Omega gets the pin and at the last minute Kazarian grabs the bottom rope, but the ref still says the 3 was good. So I'd say Kenny we'll do a Hangman win. Kenny's quite high, I think. Yeah, there's Kenny, there's Hangman, yeah. AEW World Tag Team, Hangman wins. Let's have this steal the show. Perfect. The Dark Order come out to the ring, joined by the Butcher and the Blade and the Hybrid 2. The Bucks also hit and a brawl breaks out. A massive brawl breaks out between SCU, Dark Order, Elite, and the Butcher and the Blade. Nice. Instead of Hybrid 2, I'll come up with some other team. We have Frankie, Scorpio, Christopher, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver. Hangman, Kenny, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson. The Blade, the Bunny, the Butcher, and then what other teams do we have? Oh, I want to do Chuck and Trent. So do Chuck, OC, and Trent. 4 minutes should be fine. GR interviews Santana, who says John built his own coffin in AEW. Coffin feels like a word that isn't fully complete. Jim Ross, interviewer, Santana, cutting a promo, John Moxley, and I guess Chris Jericho. Darby challenges Sammy Guevara to a match at Revolution. Darby cutting a promo on Sammy. Backstage, just like a minute. We then have Sammy Guevara taking on Dustin Rhodes. I mean, I can presume from that challenge who's going to win. Guevara goes up top, but Rhodes sweeps the legs out from underneath him. Rhodes climbs up with Guevara and backdrops him to the mat. Guevara leaps back up with Rhodes, but Rhodes shoves him off again. Rhodes dives off with an American Destroyer and hits the final reckoning for the win. That's madness that he challenged him and he just lost. Yeah, this could probably be a wild brawl. Dustin calls Hager Jericho's bitch and challenges him at Revolution. Dustin cutting a promo on Sammy and Jake. Britt Baker says this is her division. And what she did last week was a statement. Britt Baker cutting the promo on Yuka, Riho, and Nyla, with Tony as the interviewer. Oh god, where's comic relief coming from? I've never done that. Cutting a promo. We then have Riho against Nyla. For the AEW Women's World. Rose kicks out at 1, but then crashes to the floor. Riho hits a second ghetto stomp, followed by a third, but Rose's foot fell underneath the bottom rope to break up the pin. Riho goes for the flying knee again, but eats a spear, followed by a beast bomb for the win and a new AEW Women's Champion. Jericho says he has big news for next week. Jericho says if Mox is still alive next week, he will meet William Morrissey. you'll meet Big Bill Morrissey. Justin Roberts, interviewer. Chris Jericho cutting a promo on John off screen. Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara. 3 minutes backstage. Bill Morrissey. Video highlights Bill Morrissey. Just a hype pre-taped video at 1 minute. And then we have a recap video of Cody taking his 10 lashings. Or lashes. Cody and Brandy, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Dustin, MJF. Doop, doop, nice. Then I have MJF against Jungle Boy. I wonder what the main event is Jon Moxley. MJF against the Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy hits a running Liger bomb as MJF took too long to get a near fall. Wardlow appears at ringside. Wardlow puts the AEW ring on MJF's finger as he punches Jungle Boy before tossing it back. He then hits the double cross for the pin. MJF, tainted win. At ringside, Wardlow. Wardlow continues to beat on Jungle Boy until Luchasaurus chases him off. Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus saves. Wardlow, MJF, Jungle, and Lucha. Pick 2 maybe? Pac says Omega is scared of him, and he should be. So just another Pac cutting a promo. And Kenny Omega. 1 minute backstage, all's good. We then have the main event, Jon Moxley against Santana with Ortiz. Moxley goes to the top, but Ortiz spits beer into his face. Santana distracts the referee. Santana hits a cannonball in the corner, followed by a frog splash for a near fall. Santana grabs Mox and sets him up for something, but Mox pokes Santana in his bad eye and hits the paradigm shift for the win. I feel like I shouldn't be able to set Santana as ringside. Ortiz immediately attacks Moxley. The rest of the inner circle hit the ring. Jeff Cobb makes his debut as Jericho calls him down to the ring. Cobb hits a Tour of the Island on Moxley. The inner circle attack Mox. Jericho calls out Big Bill, who runs down and takes out Moxley. Chris Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager, Sammy, Big Bill Morrissey, Jon Moxley. Nice, that ends the show. I think we can do another. Maybe we have 3v3 or 4v4. Let's have Alex Reynolds and John Silver in the Dark Order taking on face mail Andrew Everett, Brandon Cutler, Dino, and Griff Garrison. How long do we need? 3 minutes. What's the shortest we can make it? 5. That's fine. Evil Uno can go over. Nice. Put that here. And let's have a 2v2 of women. Let's have Britt Baker and heel Penelope Ford taking on faces Shazza and Miranda. And we can have a 1v1. Let's have Hager beat Dreamer. Sweet, let's run this show. In about which had subpar wrestling and Little Heat, Baker and Penelope defeated Shazza and Miranda when Baker pinned Miranda with a curb stomp. Jake Hager defeated Tommy Dreamer in 11:38 with a gut wrench powerbomb, and we get the AEW Dynamite opening. Omega and Hangman defeated SCU when Paige pinned Kazarian with a Deadeye to make defense number 1 of the World Tag Team titles. A massive brawl breaks out between the best friends, SCU, Dark Order, Elite, and the Butcher and the Blade. JR interviews Santana, who says John built his own coffin in AEW. Darby challenges Guevara to a match at Revolution, and in a decent wild brawl, Dustin defeated Sammy in 11:21 with a lifting reverse DDT. Dustin calls Hager Jericho's bitch and challenges him at Revolution. Baker says this is her vision, and what she did last week was a statement. Nyla defeated Riho in 12:04 by submission with a camel clutch to win the AEW Women's World title. Jericho says as Mox is still live next week, he will meet Big Bill Morrissey. We then get a video highlighting Big Bill. And the Dark Order defeated Andrew Everett, Brandon Cutler, Dino, and Griff Garrison when Uno pinned Cutler. We have a recap video of Cody taking his 10 lashes last week. And in a decent match, MJF defeated Jungle Boy in 13:04 while using the ropes for leverage. Wardlow continues to attack Jungle Boy until Luchasaurus saves. Pac says Omega is scared of him, and he should be. In about which had great heat and good wrestling, Mox defeated Santana in 1941 by pinfall with a paradigm shift. The Inner Circle attacked Mox, and Jericho calls out Big Bill, who runs down and takes out Moxley. Nice, best show we've put on in a bit. Death metal, I've never heard of you. And with that said, I'm going to end the stream here. It's nice to be back. I'm happy to be back. I've been putting this off for a while. Laziness is the general reason. There's no real excuse. I keep blaming the fact I don't have my second monitor, and while it does make life easier with the 92 save, I have a disgusting amount of episodes of that still to go up, and I can kind of do the AEW one on my phone. I don't have to jump between 2 different companies' results. So hopefully we can do more of this. Maybe on Monday. Oh. With that said, thank you all. It genuinely means the world. I'm happy to be back. Thank you, Andrew, for popping in. Hope you're enjoying your time off work. Stay safe. And watch the Tony Hawk's content. That stuff's quite good. Thank you very much.